Good evening, YouTube. Yeah, it's been one hell of a day. Uh, Been an interesting day. And of course, about 6 o'clock, I sit down in the chair I have set up by the chickens just to relax for a little bit before coming upstairs to get ready for the stream. And I did one of these. And like literally just woke up a few minutes ago. So yeah, nothing prepared, nowhere to go, nothing to see, nothing to do. Depending on how you look at it. Uh, so just playing this off by ear. Hello, Nura, Mitch, and Linda H. Thank you guys for coming. Pin the fundraiser into chat. So, of course, we are still working on the fundraiser. We have a bit of the ways to go. 5,790 euros. We are over the halfway point. Let me bring this onto the main screen. Excuse me for 1 second. Yeah. I hate cheap Kleenex. So yeah, I got the lemon juice ready, and it's going to be a push for the fundraiser today. Unfortunately, I AI put letters in your fingers. um, Between property taxes and everything else, yeah, I got $154.38 to live on the rest of the month. Yeah, I'm kind of screwed this month. So, unfortunately, it's going to be up to you guys. Yeah, let me move my mic over. And I shouldn't say guys, I should say folks. I need to get past that habit of saying guys and say people or you folks or something other than guys. 154.36. That's what I got left to live on for the rest of the month. Yeah. It's not as bad as some months. It's better than my worst, but it's still a pretty tight one. Oh, I forgot to turn that light on. Oh, fucking knees. Oh, come on. There. Stretch, if you want to help, send money to the Easter fundraiser. That's more important to me than having a bit of extra gas money. I'd rather get these guys their truck than go out and have a burger. Is basically what it literally boils down to. I just have to stay home and avoid doing anything that costs money. I got a couple odd jobs that I can go and do that I could earn a little extra, so we'll have to see. Well, I appreciate that, Stretch. I really do. Um, yeah, it's just it's life living on disability. Um, pretty much anybody that's on Social Security, disability, or anything like that is in the same boat I am. You have a set amount of money for the month, and that's what you have to work with. Um, I have multiple ways I work that. Um, One way I do that is with cashback credit cards. um, I have all my bills set up on credit cards that pay me 2% cash back. So just paying my bills every month, I get 2% back, and that should hit when my phone bill goes through. So that'll be an extra $25, and yeah, it's really weird. Um, I I churn I churn my income. So um, if you guys don't know, churning is a way of playing banks. I have a high interest savings account that the money that has to go to bills goes into that high interest savings account, and then the bills get paid on my credit card. So the money's there to pay the bill, but the bill's paid by the credit card. So I get interest off the money sitting in my savings account. And then that turns over when I pay the bills on my credit card, I get an extra 2% in cash back on my credit card. And then, when the credit card's bill due, it comes out of that savings account. And, it's 4% interest on the savings account and 2% on the credit card. So, yeah, I get 6% cash back on paying my bills. um, yeah, no, I understand. It's just frustrating because you want to do stuff, you want to do help out with fundraisers, and these bills that come up like once a year, you forget about them until they're due, and then you go, oh man. So it is what it is. um I'm in a lucky position. Before I got on disability, I bought well below my means. Um, I bought my place for 43,000. Um, I didn't want a really high bill. Um, I didn't want a really high mortgage. And when I got, because it took me almost 2 years to get on disability from 2017 to 2019 after the accident. So I had a lot of back pay coming from disability for those 2 years. The first thing I did was pay off my house with all of it. So I'm in the position, I own my own house. Just got to pay taxes on it. Charge commission for Ukrainian real estate advice. Yeah. Let me go full screen here. So full cam. Oh, come on. Let me just do it. There we go. So Great Value lemon. The good stuff. Usually like a cup of this to 2 liters of water makes a decent lemonade. Well, I got a couple ice cubes just to chill it. And what I'm going to do, and it's going to depend on you guys. So when we hit 800, I'll put some in the cup. When we get to 900, I'll put some into the cup. And when we get to 6,000, I'll put more in the cup and then drink. So you want to see the pucker of all puckers? Get to donating. And until then, let me get the, oh no, I don't want the operation. I want deep state. No, so I want the deep state map there. I'll come back to the error alert. Operational information. Come on. Sometimes this is a pain and it's just like it doesn't want to cooperate. Oh, geez. Yeah, to tell you how my mind is, I almost just like screwed the top off of that and started chugging out of it just because it's like a 2-liter bottle. And oh, that was close. They don't tax. Thankfully, the state I live in does not have income tax, so I don't have to pay taxes on my disability income. Yeah, there's so many ways of saying. I'll have to ask my mom if her Social Security is taxed. I don't think so. Not by the federal government, anyways. I think states tax Social Security income, but that's it. Yeah, probably. Well, if you'd rather me do the horseradish, I got the horseradish here too. Oh, dang it. I forgot to switch back to. It's really weird because if, like, in this scene, my head's like, I'm doing the guy on the fence thing. But if I go to this scene, I'm framed right. And I just don't get why it does that. Oh, teachers. Okay. Yeah, Social Security, I don't think is taxed federally, but it is taxed by the state if the state has income tax. Thankfully, South Dakota does not have income tax. That's because they have gambling. Anyways, moving on with the normal report for today. Operational information as of 8 a.m. Okay, I'm going to have to interject here because it is freaking hot in this room and I need to open the door to get more cool air. So, the guy that built this house worked nights. So he built a bedroom without windows. When I met him and we started talking about, well, he wanted to move to Texas, was trying to sell his place. I was like, oh, really? No windows, huh? That would be great. I could sleep through the day without having the sun shining through on me. Yeah. Now that I'm not working nights and want to be up during the day with everybody else, that sucks. Not having windows. Um, anyways, operational information as of 8 a.m., April 7th, 2025, regarding the Russian invasion. Yeah, Wilson, the next door neighbor. Tim the Toolman Taylor? I know it. Yeah, home improvement. Uh, sorry, I thought you were looking for the Tim the Toolman Taylor name, not the home improvement name. But anyways, uh, as always, they start the report with "Glory to Ukraine." The 1139th day of the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. Crowdfunding window installation. Oh, man. In total, 165 combat clashes were recorded over the past 24 hours. Also, speaking of the last 24 hours, one of the mods for the channel is not going to be available for some time. They are currently on a plane to Barcelona to pick up a truck to drive to Lviv for Cars for Ukraine. So hopefully she'll be able to check in once in a while. Of course, I'm talking about Blonde Bombsheller. And let people know how things are going on the road. Yesterday, the enemy launched one missile strike using 23 missiles and 90 airstrikes on the positions of Ukrainian units and settlements. Those 90 airstrikes consisted of 158 guided bombs. Oh, she's still in the air. She won't land for quite a few hours still. In addition, it carried out over 5,600 artillery strikes, with 149 of those being from MLRSs. Nura, can I come over? Russia also used 2,112 kamikaze drones to strike at Ukraine. Oh, BB OPSEC? No, BB doesn't do OPSEC. It'd be different if I was telling you like what flight number she was on and landing times and blah 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 blah, but no. Lurkers unite. In particular, the aggressor carried out airstrikes near the settlements of Krasnyopilia, Tura in Sumy region, Berezivka, Kozachi Lopan, Zolochiv, and Dvorichansky in Kharkiv region. Berostok, Pokrovsk, Zorya, Grodivka, Kotiny, Novopavlivka, Oridny, Kumar, and Mirny in the Donetsk region. Guliopil, Novopavlivka, Orhiv, Novoalexandrivka in Zaporizhia. Yesterday, missile troops and artillery units of the Defense Forces of Ukraine struck 8 areas of concentration of enemy personnel, weapons, and equipment. So, nice numbers jumping up there. Over the past day, going into the individual directions. So let me zoom into Kharkiv. 2 clashes took place in the Kharkiv area, in the Voschansk and Kamianka directions. Voschansk is just here, northeast of Kharkiv, and Kamianka is right here next to the Russian border, north of Kupiansk. Somebody needs to go and teach whoever's running this website how to do editing. 8 attacks by the invaders were recorded in the Kupiansk direction. The defense forces repelled enemy assault actions near the settlements of Pishkiani, Novokruglivka, right here, Boguslavka, and Zarazova. Heading down to the Liman direction. Liman. The enemy attacked 22 times. He tried to advance near the settlements of Novoihorovka, up here, Nove, Kolodazny, Yampolivka, Nadia, which is up here in the blue. Zoom in so you can see the name, Nadia. And in the directions of Novomikolaevka, Novoserhivka, which is back up here by Novoihorovka, Torske, and Rydkobub. That is a new one for me, but easily enough to find between Nove and Katerinivka. So right there, Rydkobub. Interesting name. I'll have to make sure of my pronunciation later. Moving from Liman to Servisk. 2 clashes took place near Bilogorivka in the past day. All attempts, that's it for Servisk. So heading over to Kramatorsk. The occupiers did not conduct any active offensive operations in Kramatorsk. So great news. Chasiv Yar getting a day of rest. However, heading to the south, to the Torets direction, the enemy carried out 18 attacks in the areas of Dachny, Divlivka, Toretsk itself, I lost track of where I was, and Leonidivka. Leonidivka is right there. Moving over to the Pokros direction, our defenders stopped 53 attacks by the aggressors near the settlements of Sukabalka, right here, just to the south, really. Kalinove, Prio. Oh, they're jumping around all over on here. I'll try to not make it so jumpy. So, Kalinova, Udashny, Sabrine. Oh, I forgot where Sabrine is. There you go. Sabrine. Jumping back over, Elizavetivka, Lisivka, Koltanyarka is over here. Preobrazhenka right here. Andrivka is down here by Constantinople. Bodanivka is this small settlement right here. I zoom in enough to make the letters big enough, and then it shrinks the letters again. So Bogdanivka. Vodani Druj. Had to jump all the way up here. Vodani Druj does the same thing. Vodani Druj. These are the small settlements that Russia is having trouble capturing. That you have to zoom in, and the names are still small after you zoom in. Kotine, which is again across the way from on the other side of across Kotine, and finally Upensivka. Go to Google Maps here, and I kind of want to go over and show you how small these towns really are. So here's Pokrovsk. Here's Elizabetivka. Vodani Druj. This is the big town of Vodani Druj. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 houses. A distribution center and a pond. So a handful of houses, a pond, and a distribution center. This is what Russia is having trouble capturing. Let's go up to Servisk. Bilohora, Bakhmut, Chasiv Yar. Soledar, Servisk should be right here where my eyes are not seeing it. I don't know why. Servisk, okay. Ivano Dorivka. This is one of the other settlements that the Russians are having trouble capturing. This is the town. So it looks like a lot of the houses have been destroyed, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 homes. A big, huge town of 20 homes that Russia is having trouble trying to capture. Let's go back down towards Pokrovsk, Konstantinivka, Pokrovsk. Let's go in to Bogdanivka. One home, 2 homes, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 homes. And they're having trouble capturing it. Preobrazhenka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 homes. Come up here. Novoukrayinka. It's kind of a catch-22 on this, because this is part of Chunishini, but Novoukrayinka is just this part right here. Well, I guess I can't really count that one because it's 2 towns in one. But Zelini's kind of a big town. Dashenki, kind of a big town, okay. Lisivka, but you come back up towards like Vodany Druj, Zeleny Pol's another town that we see a lot of, and one, maybe two, three, four. This is some kind of business. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 homes. Maybe 10 homes. And these are the kinds of towns that Russia has hit a wall. Just saying. I know I went off on a tangent here, but when Russia tells you how mighty and powerful they are, just remember they have trouble storming a village where they can't play what's that stupid game called? Musical chairs with the basements. Coming back down. Oh, no. Over here is where I want to show you. Rosiville. The reason they're having success in Roslive, and I know I'm not saying that right, but oh well, is they just drive in, drop people off, and they run into a root cellar or a basement of one of the many homes. If they get spotted in that root cellar or basement, they go to the next one or to the next one. So the Russian tactic right now is better at taking larger villages than it is these little tiny ones. Just something for you guys to think about when you're talking about, a little town like that. Well, comparing like Dashny to Bogdanivka. No, not Pavlograd. It's okay. I gotta reorient myself here. Okay. Bogdanivka, where is it? Right? Should be, yeah. So when you're talking like Bogdanivka, there's only a few root cellars or so that they can hide in. If they can't hide in the root cellars to stay alive, they can't take the town. Unfortunately, that is the problem that they're having in Rosalive and in Drivka as well. Russians are coming right down the roads and dropping people off, and they're just going and hiding. And well, you'll see that on Deep State. We zoom in. They followed the roads, dropped people off. Drop people off, and that's all. That's how they're claiming these cities. One root cellar, one basement at a time. And of course, it's hard for the FPVs to attack an underground structure. Yeah. Basically what it is, Nara. It's just funny. You can see it. Even in like the attacks up here. They go right to where the house is. They drop people off, and if they live, it's red now. It follows the roads. There isn't another really good example except maybe here. So send them up, hide them in the buildings. Tourette's is a great example. Every time we see video from Touretsk, it's people clearing basements and root cellars. Unfortunately, it's working for the Russians because it takes a lot more effort to clear out every single root cellar in a neighborhood like this. Go up to Touretsk. Not done it. Cross. So, can you imagine having to go into the basement of every single one of those buildings? Or in the root cellar of all these little private houses? That's what Ukraine's having to do to clear Touretsk. And that's why it's taking so long. They are doing it. But, I mean, Touretsk is huge. And if they miss one house, they have to go through and sweep the entire neighborhood again. They have to do that repeatedly after every assault. Because one Russian survives and that area is red. Anyways, moving on from Pokrovsk to the Novopavlivsky direction, which is Novopavlivka. Defense forces repelled 9 enemy assaults near Rozlivy, which we were just talking about, Constantinople, Vesely, and Berlatsky. The enemy attacked the positions of our defenders 3 times. And it's staring me right in my face and I can't see it. Uliopol. In the directions of Volhyny Pol, and Pravilny. So just those 2 settlements right next to Berlatsky, so really still in the Novopavlivka direction. Moving all the way over to Orhiv. There we go, Orhiv. In the directions of Sechirabaki, which is right next to Malasarabachki, and Kamiansky. The invaders carried out 4 futile attacks on the positions of our defenders. One unsuccessful attempt by the enemy to reach Ukrainian positions was repelled by the defenders in the Dnipropetrovsk direction. It does not give the town name, but they're essentially trying to cross the river. And, well, Ukrainians are giving them the rope to slip on. Okay, got done with that. So Kursk, heading up north to Russia, where Ukrainians are still on Russian soil. Over the past day, our soldiers repelled 35 enemy attacks. The enemy carried out 212 artillery strikes. 13 of those strikes were from MLRSs. 16 airstrikes were also carried out, in which they dropped 27 guided bombs. You also notice there is some gray area in Belgorod region of Russia, but there is also gray in Sumy, and there is still occupation in this area over here as well. No signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups were detected in the Volyn or Polizia directions. Our soldiers continue to inflict significant losses in manpower and equipment on the occupation forces, actively undermining the enemy's offensive potential in the rear. Goes into the losses for the day. We'll get to that with the graphic. Join the defense forces. Razom Pereможemo. Slava Ukraina. I think it's going to take a little more than traffic lights. Let me go to Discord. Oh, and I've got messages. Oh man, thanks. Just saying thanks to Renegade Chungus for plugging my stream. Going to ZCU. And the Russian losses for today, April 7th, 2025, 1,139th day of the full-scale invasion. And it'll hit a little bit of a mini milestone today. Russia lost 1,350 personnel, bringing the total up over 925,000 personnel that they have lost. 20 over to be exact. And I know like the standard rule for casualties is like 2 wounded per loss. 2 wounded per KIA. That's not how this war's been playing out, at least for the Russian side. Whenever you look at the Ukrainian reports, it's 2 KIA per wounded. So that's somewhere around 600,000 Russians dead and about 300,000 wounded. Just, put that in perspective to, the population of your town. Or in my case, my state. That 925,000 is approaching the entire population of South Dakota. I did see a putty tat. Sorry. I'm taking that out of context, I know. The first million is the hardest. Yes, unfortunately, that not all Russian losses in there's even more of a distinction to that between Rus and Russiana. In case you didn't know, Russia is such a, I'm going to say, prejudiced country that, it's just people living in like Moscow and St. Petersburg that they consider real Russians, Ruski. Rusiana is everyone else, from the people in Tula to the people all the way over here. They're not real Russians. They're Russian citizens, but they're not Russians. Diverse and racist. Yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, if you're not from this area, you're not a real Russian. You're just a citizen of the country, a subject of the country. Anyways, moving on with the losses. 13 tanks. Oh, I want to get the error alert up here. Just the error alert in Sumi. 25 APVs. 31 artillery systems. 2 multiple launch rocket systems. 28 UAVs. 15 more cruise missiles. 70 more vehicles, and 1 special equipment. That is the Russian losses for today. I'm going to go to Zelensky's channel and play his speech for you for today. And give my voice a bit of a break while I catch up with chat and listen in myself.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні.
It helps if it shows up on the right screen. So I can do this and get all that crap out of the way so you can read the subtitles if you need it.
Бажаю здоров'я,
Georgie,
шановні українці,
wow.
українки. Сьогодні провів ставку. Головне доповіді щодо виробництва дронів в Україні. Максимально збільшуємо, причому по всій лінійці дронів, від мавіків до далекобійних дронів. А також збільшуємо наші українські можливості для виробництва наземних роботизованих комплексів. Фактично, нам потрібне постійне, стабільне зростання виробництва і постачання у війська всіх потрібних частин безпілотного компоненту. І на поточний рік є хороші у нас перспективи. Окремо ми працюємо щодо дронів на оптоволокні. Тільки з початку цього року з'явилося понад 20 нових сертифікованих зразків дронів із оптоволоконною системою керування. Вже 11 наших українських підприємств опанували виробництво саме таких дронів, і завдання досягти найбільших масштабів виробництва і постачання із можливих. Сьогодні я доручив укласти контракти по максимуму. Позитивна динаміка є також і по діпстрайках. Конкретні цифри я називати не можу, але за цей рік ми забезпечимо необхідний обсяг для наших сил оборони. Я хочу подякувати всім нашим підприємствам, які залучені, а також всім нашим воїнам, всім фахівцям, всім, хто розвиває безпілотний компонент для нашої армії, для всіх наших сил. Окремо доповідав сьогодні головком Олександр Сирський, фронт, наша присутність на Курщині та наша присутність в Білгородській області. Продовжуємо вести активні дії в прикордонних районах на території ворога. І це абсолютно справедливо. Війна повинна повертатись туди, звідки вона прийшла. Головна мета, як і раніше, максимально захистити нашу землю, захистити наші громади на Сумщині, на Харківщині від російських окупантів. Головком доповідав про активність наших підрозділів саме по лінії кордону і також так званій сірій зоні та безпосередньо на території ворога. Важливо, що завдяки хоробрості та завдяки стійкості наших воїнів на Курщині, завдяки всій Курській операції вдалося зменшити тиск на інших напрямках фронту, зокрема на Донеччині. Абсолютно важливо по фронту і надалі знищувати російську техніку, всю логістику, якою користується окупант. Я вдячний кожному нашому підрозділу, який забезпечує цей результат. завдає втрат окупанту і захищає наші українські позиції. Я дякую 57-й окремій мотопіхотній бригаді, яка майже рік тримає позицію в Вовчанську. Також 25-та окрема повітряно-десантна бригада, 1-й та 425-й штурмові полки, які захищають Покровський напрямок. Дякую вам, воїни. Дякую за ваші результати. Відзначу і 32-гу окрему механізовану бригаду Покровський напрямок. Дякую. І ще Білгородська область. Активні дії цими днями. 225-й штурмовий полк. Молодці хлопці. Пишаюся кожним і кожною, хто б'ється заради України. Обов'язково треба допомагати силам оборони та безпеки, нашому виробництву зброї, нашій державі. І тільки Україна, яка має силу, буде завжди мати і волю. Ще одне. Міністр закордонних справ України доповідав сьогодні по комунікації з нашими партнерами по всіх заходах у відповідь на продовження жорстоких російських ударів. Ми працюємо на всіх рівнях. Росія повинна відповідати за цю війну. І це буде у будь-якій доступній формі. Працюємо і щодо нових оборонних пакетів для України. Готуємо відповідні новини. Слава Україні!
Героям слава. Yeah, Russian, Mitch says oil down to 61. Russian cost of production is 45. So $16 a barrel that they're making profit on. And that was pre-war, that 45 number. So it's funny that oil has gone down so much, and yet gas prices in the States are still going up. You know, my gas prices here are up about 30 cents a gallon in the last 2 weeks or so. I am going to hit up the fundraiser one more time. But as you see, you know, Sumi has been going on for 2 hours, 50 minutes, the air alert there. Poltava just started less than a minute ago, along with Kharkiv. You know, we're fundraising for trucks. We're trying to get 20 of them. Okay, well, we got to the 5,800. So let me go full cam, and let me angle this down. So hopefully you don't see as much of my messy room, but well, you see the water level from that melting ice. I should. I'm going to drink that water off. So now you can't accuse me of cheating. No more water level. So here's the first. About a shot's worth. Yeah, it's really funny for me complaining about gas prices here in America. Because I know what the gas prices are in Ukraine. It's about, excuse me a second. My sweatpants are riding up on my leg and cutting off circulation, so I had to pull them down. God, I'm glad Petrie's not here because he would have. Oh, it's not lemonade anymore. So, regardless of what we get to at the end of the stream, I'm drinking what's in the cup. So, per every $100, I pour another. Well, that's basically a thumb. So another thumb's worth of lemonade. Well, lemon juice. But there's something that hasn't left my mind as we're sitting here fundraising for trucks. We're almost to our 7th truck. Well, we're working on our 7th truck, I should say. 3,336 past our 6th truck. As you guys are helping out and working on funding trucks, I want to go back in time a little bit. Oh, it's going to be more than a little bit. Way more than a little bit. And I want to show you what Russia's fundraising for. I should have prepped this beforehand, but I didn't think about this beforehand. I know it's coming up here soon. Yeah, here's part of this. That's how Russians return home. And there's a reason she's covering her nose. So, what are Russians fundraising for? Oh, come on. I know you're around here somewhere. I know I'm close. Here we are. This is what Russia is doing fundraising and humanitarian aid for.
То, как мы расходуем личный состав в целом ряде частей.
The way we expend military personnel in the number of units is a nightmare, really. Nastia Belka has an episode in her video message regarding this. She tells the story they brought a small number of body bags among other supplies. That's what Russia's fundraising for. She says it's a very bad situation there. The people on that side thought they were going to bring a lot of them. Speaking about the body bags. They came and gave a few bags. In short, there was an unpleasant conversation with the servicemen there. She says one of them calls her later and says, "You excuse us, we're just tired of washing the body bags." We're really tired of washing body bags. They collect the bodies, take them to Rostov, bring the bags back, wash them, collect bodies again, and then repeat. Oh. You guys got to let me know when I'm messing up sooner. So yeah, here, this is the video. You see the body bags in the back of the truck.
Мы просто устали их отстирывать. Мешки для трупов. Мы очень устали их отстирывать. То есть собрали, отвезли в Ростов. Мешочки привезли обратно, постирали, снова собрали и так далее.
And that's on Russian national television asking for donations for body bags. And that's not the first time.
Там через пару часов после встречи, поскольку мы отдали уже эти мешки, военный боец, позывной у него был, я надеюсь, есть, Затон, я помню до сих пор его. Он перезвонил, извинился за то, что у нас был, произошел не очень, приятный разговор, приятная беседа. Он извинился и говорит: вы знаете, Настенька, мы просто очень устали их стирать. Стирать мешки. То есть... И начинает рассказывать о том, что они просто приезжают за телами, загружают их в мешки, привозят в морг, выгружают, потом их стирают и едут за следующей партией. Естественно, после такого объяснения, хотя это и до, по-моему, уже произошло, никаких там не могло быть недовольств, да, по поводу того, насколько там кто с кем как разговаривает, насколько тяжелое, большое напряжение там присутствует, насколько там непросто ребятам. Это вот в тему мешков. А в целом вообще, что такое? Что такое сейчас 11 мешок? В него, с учетом того, что на тех линиях соприкосновения, где сейчас можно эвакуировать тела и останки ребят, которые
Guys who have been there
там
laying in the field dead
находятся
for a
год,
year,
два,
2.5, maybe even 3 years.
И наши, и противника. Никто же не понимает, да, чьи там ДНК лежат.
Both.
А эти ДНК, это... Потом они доедут в Ростов, потом они войдут в базу. И родные, родственники смогут, наконец, узнать, как закончилась жизнь их ребят. Похоронить смогут, возможно. Выплаты получить. И парни больше не будут без вести пропавшими.
So this lady's entire life right now, this is from December 2024. An old video from 2023. She's still doing the same thing when she was a blonde.
Короче, ребят, в то видео у меня не уместилось все, что хотела сказать. Еще, кто может помочь купить мешки для трупов? Они очень необходимы. Я хер знаю, где их брать, правда. Я сейчас с дороги не успею. Помогите, пожалуйста, купите от себя мешки, кто может. Они очень нужны. В Донецке это дефицит страшный. Еще момент, кто может помочь одеждой и едой. Еда исключительно в банках, закрытых упаковках, чтобы там ни в коем случае никто ничего не подсыпал, не подлил, сами все понимаете. И думаю, и знаете, в каком виде можно еду передавать. В общем, помогайте. Давайте сделаем сейчас ударную помощь для пацанов, кто в госпиталях, потому что их много, действительно много, и помощь им очень сейчас нужна. Кроме тыла им больше не на кого надеяться, по факту.
I'm muted. Yeah. Because I'm a blonde. Yeah. Would it be a Canty stream if I didn't mute myself? So we've gotten over 200 euros in donations today. So before it hits the 900, let me take care of the next 100 or the last 100. So, you see the level there. And, 2 fingers worth. Oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be horrible. So, if you want to see me suffer, let's do some sour. Keep those donations coming in. And go back to... Where'd the air alert map go? Chernihiv added to the air alerts 1 minute after Poltava and Kharkiv. But yeah, I just thought that would be an interesting little walk on the Russian side to show what the difference between fundraising for Ukraine and fundraising in Russia. I have a whole weekend of videos because we did not do any videos yesterday. So let me back up to Saturday, the 5th. 91 drones launched by Russia, 51 shot down, 31 lost in location. I almost grabbed my drink and took a drink of the lemon juice. Ooh. I'm going to make that mistake before the night's over. There we go. I do apple cider vinegar every day. Oh, footage of the combat work of the 39th Separate Brigade from Kherson area.
Лісу страшний старезний дуб, там вкупі листя і хмизу лежить москальський труп.
In this chat, it usually doesn't make a difference, but every once in a while, I wanted to show you guys this. This is a memorial at the playground in Kivri. So just a bit of the memorial going on for the lives lost in that attack. Black Raven burns enemy vehicles and destroys the Russians. Milk cows or beef cows, Mitch? Beef? The farmer I get my beef from, there's a reason I get my beef from him. He has a malting shed. He malts probably a ton of grain a week, throws it into a water trough, covers it all with water, lets it sit for like 2 or 3 days, and then lets the cows go in. Yeah. Oh, that's some of the best beef you'll ever eat is finished on malted grain. You know, I know everybody swears by grass fed or grass finished. No, grass fed and malt finished. Oh. Pilots of the strike UAVs of the separate unit Omega Wings hit an enemy tank. Okay, for those of you in chat that don't know what malting is, you give a grain like barley, oats, wheat, what have you, a little bit of water, just enough to sprout. And once they started sprouting and creating sugars, you roast it so it stops growing. Now that all those natural sugars are in the grain or in the small, not even a seedling yet, it's like just cracking out of the seed. Normally you turn that into a mash to either make beer or to make and distill later into alcohol, whiskey. Yeah, if you feed that to the cows instead with a little bit of water, it starts fermenting and the cows get drunk as shit. Full of vitamins, full of all that good stuff, and then some. And the cows are so drunk they just want to lay down and rest instead of walk around and burn off all that fat and good stuff. So it gives a nice marbling to the meat, and you can taste the difference in the meat on a malt finished cow compared to even grass finished or even grain finished. It's bold targets under the sights of Phoenix Group. This is destroying a self-propelled gun, a Tiger armored combat vehicle, an enemy shelter, and a warehouse. Yeah, okay. I refuse to comment because I don't have licenses to produce some of those things you're talking about, Mitch. So yeah, but I know what you mean. I trade used mash for beef. Oh, I almost did it again, damn it. You guys are going to see me make a mistake here soon. I know it. You know, every time you see me do this, yeah. Okay, let me rephrase this, Mitch. I have a submarine still for purifying my well water into drinkable water. Just every so often another. Am I tired? I I shouldn't be. I just woke up. Um Russia goes boom. More than 20 explosions are heard. SBU drones hit the Promsintez plant in Russia, which produces explosives. I do gotta pee though, so I'm gonna play this video and run to the restroom. A short video, so I'll try to be quick. Oh, how was the video? Was it good? Oh, there's a chungus among us. You know what? I'm going to make Chungus a mod so I can see what better when he's in chat. And here's the other video. Okay, let me crank up the volume here and play this again. You hear that in the background? The pop pop. Well, Ukraine hitting the explosive factory in Russia. Just woke up for the stream also, yeah. I wonder why Jungus um yeah, I hate to say it, but dark arts, but if Mega are still Mega, I'm beginning to think there's no hope for them, anymore. I think all the Mega that can be converted easily are converted. And now it's a point of deprogramming the rest. Horse juice and cow radish. My live stream, Steve? I try to start at 9 o'clock my time, so an hour and a half ago, whatever time that was for you. My sleeping neighbors, thank you for the heads up. Just after the strike, don't show on YouTube. Okay. A new video came out Saturday showing just after the strike in Kivri. Very graphic. If you want to see it, go on to Telegram and watch it. I'm not going to show it on YouTube because, well, I like having my channel. And here is Pokrovsk from Saturday.
Ну, це знову ж таки вчора розмотала ось цей будинок. Сьогодні у нас 5 квітня, Покровськ. Стоматологія. Новенькі кабінети були. Новенькі, дивіться. Кабінет такий гарний був, затишний. Тут обладнання скільки коштує, капець.
I get you, Sherlock. It's a bit of a catch-22. I know not having my headphones in, my mic picks up some of the computer sound. So, yeah, my streams can get echoey depending on the volume of the video. I just can't deal with the headphones tonight. Steve Sane was asking if I'm tired. I'm always tired. I can only stand up for like 5-10 minutes before I have to sit down and get pressure off my back. And with that being the case, I'm still trying to take care of adult chickens, take care of baby chicks, get the garden ready to plant on Wednesday because there's no more frost and we're going to have a very short growing season this year. It's like the busiest time of the year for me. I didn't finish my stream last night until about 1 o'clock in the morning. Got to sleep about 2. Woke up at 9, went out, took care of fed the chickens, worked on my tractor a little bit, tried cleaning up the chicken coop a little bit more, went and fed the baby chicks, changed their water, worked in the greenhouse getting plants ready. And then that was finally about 4 o'clock. I was done. I just had enough. Grabbed a iced tea in this cup. Sat on the chair and watched the baby chicks for a little bit and just kind of went. And I woke up at like 8:55. It's like, oh crap, I got to stream. And ran upstairs, started streaming. So yeah, I'm tired. I'm always tired. It's life. Be fine after the drink. Here's some Marines taking out some trash in the woods, and oh my, that's loud. Oh, took out that entire tree. I love Ukrainians' humor. You all know who that is. I'm sure you all can see who's in the paper. And for those of you that cannot read Ukrainian, Trump was looking at the magazine with G today, holding it in one hand. Where's the other hand? And if you don't think America's starting to wake up, anti-Trump protests getting underway across the country. This is Saturday's video. Again,
here's a live look at Boston, Massachusetts now as we check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests taking place across the country today after a tumultuous week, to say the least. On Wall Street and the economy. We want to point out, just a few minutes ago, we did show you a protest. We said it was Boston. It was not Boston. It was an unrelated protest. But what you are looking at right now is Boston, and from there I can recognize this. This is the plaza right outside of City Hall in downtown.
Wall-to-wall people. Where's the Barack Monument? It should be right there. It was on Family Guy. Yeah, that's the whole point, Dark. He was looking at the pictures with one hand, free. So if you don't think America's fed up, there's proof. A clear example of the destiny, or excuse me, not destiny, density of the use of FPV drones. This video can be hard to watch by some, so use your own discretion. There's nothing graphic or against YouTube's rules.
First Blood. Double kill. Triple kill.
You know, and yeah, I'm a fanboy of the old Unreal Tournament references. Video of the moment of the strike in Kyiv. Again, this is all videos from Saturday. Unfortunately, the dog still has not been found. I don't know. I'm joking about that, but yeah, see, that would have been me sitting out on the park bench enjoying the afternoon. We come to the drones for Sunday. This is Saturday night to Sunday morning. Russia launched 23 missiles. 13 were shot down. They also sent 109 drones. 40 were shot down. 53 were lost in location. The particulars of the missiles: 6 of 9 Kinzhal 101 cruise missiles were shot down, 6 of 8 Caliber cruise missiles, and 1 of 6 Iskander-M medium ballistic missiles. Kyiv, Sumy, Kharkiv, Klemensky, Cherkasky, Mykolaiv regions suffered damage because of the attack. This was Sunday morning. And here's the videos from Sunday. Footage from the consequences of the attack in Kyiv. And I'm sure you guys know by now, but this building housed, was it UATV?
Ну так, там воно не видно наскільки, но пол там конкретно.
You know, drones are part of everything in Ukraine right now. Rescue operations, military, firefighters. You've never seen anything like this before. Throwing a machine gun at an FPV drone and kicking it away. That is how the occupier tried to save a worthless life. Do you think it helped? Well, here's the answer. I hope you got that reference, Sherlock. And for anybody else that wasn't paying attention, I was holding up a pen because the pen is mightier than the sword, in response to Sherlock Holmes saying, strange to say this, but that building being the house of the UATV Center is... Okay. Sorry. Is the closest thing to a strategic target that the Russians have hit. Because, of course, the pen is mightier than the sword. Kupiansk yesterday.
6 квітня, сьогодні зранку, російські війська вдарили по цивільному будинку. Є жертви серед цивільного населення. Це місто Куп'янськ. От. Перемир'я. Щось ви чули там про перемир'я? Перемовини, перемир'я, а?
Airstrike on enemy concentration area captured by a drone of the 30th Motorized Rifle Brigade. I'm with you on that because I make jokes too that sometimes can be taken out of context. Bringing down the house. Oh, my precious. So is that Fuck, I give up. Gollum. Gollum. Bilbo Baggins, thank you. Damn brain working. I should have wrote that down so my brain remembered it. Some days I wonder. You know, they say your eyesight's the second thing to go. I can't remember what the first is. 38th Brigade, fatal bombing by FPV drones of a Russian Becca. Ooh, nice shot. Oh, Bempa is what it's supposed to say, but yeah, did you notice how many times that thing got hit in close procession? Uh, 44th Separate Assault Brigade shows the contribution to our fight in daily statistics, destroying 2 enemy guns, their calculations, and BC formations during counter-battery combat. Well, artillery battle. One of the medicines I take dehydrates me. So like I'm constantly drinking something, and so it's just habit for me to, oh, there's my glass, reach for it. That's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever times I've reached for that already this stream. And this is what happens on the Russian meat assaults in one of those Japanese trucks. And who are you gonna call? Busters. Oh yeah, probably Chinese. I know the ones that available in America are from Japan. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle, ain't it, Sherlock Holmes? Because you drink more, then you gotta pee more, and then you dehydrate more, and you gotta drink more, and then you gotta pee more. This guy's giving that Russian so many opportunities to surrender. Should have been smart, should have gave up. Throw the rifle down, put your hands up. And that's shouldn't have been in Ukraine. Come to Ukraine with a rifle, or you come to Ukraine with flowers. Oh, that looks so nice. The air alerts have cleared. It's just artillery warnings in the usual areas around Nikopol and Voschansk. So that's a good time to check in on the Cars for Ukraine fundraiser. We are 30 euros away from the next fill up. Again, coming down to thank everybody who's donated. Kathy Sumner, Slava Ukraina, with 20 more euros. Mitch from earlier, LJ, Steve Sane, pickles or lemon juice. Yeah, we need to talk Chungus into doing pickle shots again, because you got a lot of donations for those pickle shots. Jill, Anonymous, Jessica Hartman, Anonymous, and that was all for today. So making quite a bit of headway today, trying to get us to that 6,000 mark. So if you do have the funds available to you and are able to do it, please send a couple bucks, $5. You know, we got 20 people watching the stream right now. So literally like $1.50 from each person watching would get us to the next goal of 900 and adding another couple ounces of lemon juice to my glass for the end of the stream. I did not go through the videos for today because my body decided to shut down and go to sleep while I was watching the chicks. So let's go through today's videos. Oh, I've seen that one already. That was a couple days old, but they're just giving updates on it. In Kirsch in 12 hours. Oh, air defense maneuvers. Huh. Not really sure what they're talking about, so let's watch and find out. Boom. Go boom. I was waiting for those emotes to start popping up. Yeah, same thing here in the States. Kiev 24 News. What do they have to say? Nissan Leaf car was on fire in the courtyard of a residential building near the metro station. The sound of the short circuit of the electric batteries was probably mistaken for an explosion. Law enforcement arrested a man near the car. Yeah, I very leery of electric cars now. Russian operators of the 47th Motorized Rifle Brigade staged an explosive reception for the Russians. That has to download, so let's check out some other ones below. Trump is losing the trust of business leaders and must stop his trade war. This was stated by Bill Ackman, an American billionaire and hedge fund manager. He supported Trump in the election. I'm curious why this is blurred.
Скажите, но мы лохи или мы не лохи? Я должен выяснить это для себя.
Ты лох.
А вы?
И я лох. Но мы, каждый сам по себе, по разным поводам.
Но мы покаявшиеся лохи?
Да не, ну каяться, это ж каяться в преступлениях. А это на самом деле, ну, у нас не было выбора.
Ну мы нормальные лохи, да?
Okay, I don't get it. Watch the other side. This is kind of torture for me. This one hurt. I love the roof. They just need a yellow house instead of the orange paint. But oh man, this also almost makes me cry. The only consolation is the 47th is operating in Russia at the moment. So at least those are Russian houses. But oh man, does it have? Why does it have to be always the dashas that are shown getting roof lifts? Uh-oh, penguins are attack. Oh god, okay. The penguin fart at the end. Chungus, you have a mission now. That needs a better soundtrack. Still video coming out of what Kivri, security camera in the restaurant across the street.
Nothing of the sort. Here is the same moment from 3 different angles. The 2 women sitting up.
Let's see, what's this? Russian assault group that tried to break through positions in Kharkiv direction. They tried and failed? No, they tried and died. Oh, I'm curious. No one in the White House knows about the 90-day pause on tariffs. Roller coaster, huh? Yeah. Let me get to a decent video here.
Вечір в Кривому Розі. Хтось повертається з роботи. На дитячому майданчику грають діти. Балістика, касетна бойова частина, Іскандер. Ніякого шансу врятуватися. Батьки схилилися над своїми дітьми, намагаються за руку втримати їх на цьому світі. Але підступний удар забирає найцінніше. Люфтваффе в повітрі. Вогонь по підарам. Ніякої емпатії. Горіти їм в пеклі.
Ми військові батальйону Люфтваффе. Вони прийшли на нашу землю, забирають життя, ламають дитинство. Але ми не пробачимо. За кожну дитину Криворіжжя буде відповідь. Жорстка, точна, невідворотна. Ми тут, щоб помститися. За наших, за майбутнє, за дітей, за Україну. Слава Україні!
Bye-bye, root cellar. Well, what I wanted to show you was this. This is the 5-day average. You know, when did Trump announce the tariffs? Oh, yeah, April 2nd at 4 p.m. at close. Where are we now? You know, 562 from 5669, so 600 points in the last 4 days. You know how much wealth that accounts to, losing 600 points on the S&P 500? That's about 4 trillion in wealth that has disappeared in the last 4 days. Yikes. But Trump's such a good businessman. weekdays of the fighters of the Special Forces Police Regiment in Toretsk. Almost done downloading, so I'll just wait for it to download and get this gunk out of my eyeball. So here is the video from Toretsk.
Добре, що каска.
Башня. Браво, зв'язок.
Давай, другий, третій, четвертий, все.
Night, Chungus, I'm not going to be far behind. Which means it's getting close to lemon shot time. Yeah, I'm sure that kiss emoji means a kiss instead of.
Удачки, хорошего настроения вам,
12 more posts to get through. Zaporizhia directions. The orcs stubbornly push forward every day as if they were promised a reward for it. Come back to that video. Oh, good thing LJ's not here to, or BB's not here to see that. Okay, let's go back and catch this video. Oh, there's a supply dump that's not going to help anybody again. This Suwalki corridor between Poland and Lithuania is NATO's Achilles heel. The bubble-headed Kapuscinka is probably practicing a war scenario with the Baltics cut off from NATO allies by blocking that corridor. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, Trump met with Netanyahu. I'm curious enough to click on that. But I'm going to call this is one of the last videos of the night. And we'll use the rest of the week to catch up on all the other videos.
На цьому відео зверху український хлопчик-каратист Євген Мельник, представник київського клубу «Сьогун», який вчора на юнацькому чемпіонаті з карате в Іспанії відмовився від спільної фотографії з нейтральним спортсменом. Він як бронзовий призер мав сфотографуватися, але він поклонився, сказав: все, до побачення, я цього не робитиму. Там щось хтось підбігав, намагався його зупинити, повернути, але він пішов далі, просто проявив свій дух і характер. Молодець Євген.
Okay, I'm not sure what the whole story is there, but I am curious.
На цьому відео зверху український хлопчик-каратист Євген Мельник, представник київського клубу «Сьогун», який вчора на юнацькому чемпіонаті.
Guadalajara? Youth. Guadalajara. Um, 4 days ago, 1 day ago. In Spanish. Okay, let's try news. Day 1 League. Guadalajara. Nothing from this year. Okay. So if anybody knows what the heck's going on with that you know,
На цьому відео зверху український
Karate One Youth League Guadalajara 2025.
який вчора на юнацькому чемпіонаті.
Let me know why the kids are walking off from the award stand.
Спортсменом. Він як бронзовий призер мав сфотографуватися, але він поклонився, сказав: все, до побачення, я цього не робитиму. Там щось хтось підбігав, намагався його зупинити, повернути, але він пішов далі, просто проявив свій дух і характер. Молодець Євген.
No, you cannot nominate mods. There's two, if someone wants to be a mod, they can ask for it. I just mod other YouTubers so I can see when they're in chat. Easier. That's a curiosity for me. Let's see if this Musk and Trump. Okay, I don't need to read that.
На цьому відео зверху.
Yeah, because I see like the Chinese guy stepping over. Well, I shouldn't say Chinese, but I assumed with the red uniform and being Oriental.
Український хлопчик-каратист Євген Мельник, представник київського клубу Сьогун, який вчора на юнацькому чемпіонаті.
So that's the last video I'm going to watch from here tonight, but I'm going to take you to this channel. You know, the boys having fun, so.
Через вас, уроди, я не бачу сина. Через вас, підараси, я один, як псина. Бо вам не доноски, що там аби грабить. А мені потрібна жінка, а не зграя кабель.
Fun on the river.
Піхота це все. От реально, я би хто просидів позицію 5-6 днів і повертається, от реально всім медалі давав, тому що це, ну, це, во-первых, ад, який вони переживають, тому що все, що є, танки, гради, САУ, прицепухи, міномети, FPV-дрони, птури, все летить в них. Це в першу чергу. Все летить в них. І вони просто там, вважаю, такі на відбивало, а потім ще їм треба, коли йде наступ, ще встати і давати бій. На розхльобаному те там все, де нема ні позиції, нічого, тому що все порозлітало вже. Тобі треба дати класний бій, щоб стримати ворога. Ну, і для мене це герої, от реально. Що б там не казали, без піхоти ми ноль. Тому що якщо піхоти не стане, зайдуть, нас просто лопатками заб'ють.
Героям слава! Смерть ворогам!
You know, the trucks aren't going to these guys exactly.
Сережка поїхав!
But any extra vehicle on the front line not only helps the unit they go to, but it gives units around them greater support. So in a roundabout way, you know, just this one truck makes a huge difference across the whole line. And, you know, I just like seeing all the guys having fun, having that camaraderie, and swapping out the self-propelled artillery here.
О, молодці! Отак і живемо, ребята. Так і воюємо. Ми стараємося раді нашої держави. І тільки для неї.
Could almost count his nose hairs.
Долоні, хай нам, брати, пощастить, хай нас небо захистить, тризуб, що несу на грудях, то і є моя броня. Хай нам, брати, пощастить, все палає і свистить, а ми йдемо в бій, бо це наш край, наша земля. Хай нам, брати, пощастить, хай нас небо захистить, тризуб, що несу на грудях, то і є моя броня.
I'll trade you, LJ. You come drink the lemonade, or well, not even lemonade. Oh, and apparently the last one's one for the boys.
Коли нас накриє дощем, і ми промокнем наскрізь до душі, кохання сховає під своїм плащем, на мокрій сукні обійми мої. Okay, ти мій moon of my life, yeah, okay.
Oh, that's all the videos for today. We'll catch up more tomorrow. One final refresh. We did not get to the 900 mark, so I do not have to add more lemon juice. And you can hear there's still ice in there. Come on, melt down so it's more watered down than not. Ain't I a stinker? So those that were able to donate today, again, I thank you very much for your support of Ukraine. And, you know, it doesn't have to be big supports, you know, $10, $5, whatever you can afford to do. Thank you guys so much for everything you guys do. You know, I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So here's to you, and may I survive another day. I think I'd rather do the horseradish. Holy crap. Oh. 2 shots, not that bad. Some of it's still in my mustache. Oh. Oh, that will wake you up. Yep. Ooh, lemon burp. Oh. Keep up the support. I'll keep up the entertaining you with silly human tricks. Have a good night. Thanks for coming to the stream. Please hit the like and share. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe for more crazy antics. Oh. Have a good night, everybody. Well, everything smells lemon fresh. Yeah. Where's the end button? Oh. Okay, where's the end button? There. Okay, there we go. Have a good night, everybody. Oh, and since you guys are typing in Ukrainian, шукаємо наступний час, моя дружі.